What's poppin', people? It's your boy DJ Kenny Parker on a Friday night. Normally, we come on every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today, I decided to pop in. Why? Because one, I wasn't doing anything in particular. I wanted to see who was up on a Friday. And two, I was testing out this microphone. Um, I just picked up this microphone, a Rode, a Rode microphone, and I wanted to make sure that the volume sounded good. So anybody out there, let me know if they can hear me clearly. Um, Chef Daddy, what's good? Green Lion Entertainment. I'm just here on the Humbum and see if anybody's up. Do y'all see say that on the Humble? On the Humbum? Nev Ed Official, what's up? Dwight, what's up? The comment section says, sounds great. That is excellent. Dan Marasuti, what's up from Canada? Yeah, I'm just testing out this microphone. Mr. Crip, this thing is moving so fast. I just lost your name. CRIPLR, Crippler? Sorry, he says, yep, sounds good. Ed Olivier, Kenny on a Friday night, what up? I see a lot of people just popping in. Super Rab, official Mr. Quiet Man, what's up? Engage VR YouTube channel. I see some regulars popping in, say, yes, we can hear you. What's up, Kenny? Is it Tuesday already? Trick, that's funny. No, I'm testing out this microphone. It's a Rode Wireless Pro, and I just hooked it up, and I was trying to see if it's, if I did everything right, because I might be using this from now on. I gotta see. Never Ed Official says, I'm a bit quiet. Oh no, he says, yes, you got it. No, Never Ed Official says you're a bit quiet. Like the volume needs to come up. I really don't know how to raise the volume on this yet, so I probably have to fix that for next time. Trig says the mic sounds good, so let's go. I don't really have nothing to talk about. I don't even know how long I'm gonna stay on here. Stephen Brooks, what's up? The comment section said, nah, you good, thanks. Anyway, says it could be a bit louder, it sounds low. Wonder why it sounds low. It's right here, but does this make it louder? I might have to fix that in the settings, but I really don't know how to do the settings, so I'm just gonna have to leave it like this for now. Dwight says audiobook, still working on it. It's coming soon, still working on it. I'm trying to get it right. Still working on it. It's coming in probably the next month or two. The comment section says, you working on any new artists? At the moment, I am not working on any new artists. I need to though. FU2, what's good? FU2 says sounds good. So MCPR says not that close, but a little closer. So I should have it up a little higher. I think I can adjust this. Let me see if I can adjust it. It has a magnet. Let me see if I could raise it a little bit more. That's a little higher. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Stephen Brooks says, you got any more tales from the crib? Epic fails. They were a little disappointing recently. Really? No, I just tell the stories how I remember them. The last one I did was DJ Kid Capri, which I liked a lot. The one I did before that was about the Arsenio Hall show, our times on Arsenio Hall show. And the one before that was the epic fails about Soul Train. So yeah, I'm sorry that you found them a little disappointing, but it is what it is. Hey man, I'm just gonna tell the stories how I remember them. Um, oh yeah, Chef Daddy says R.I.P. Valetta Wallace. Yeah, I just saw that a little earlier. She passed away at the age of 72, and she never lived to see justice for her son, who we all miss, the notorious B.I.G. Yes, rest in peace, Valetta Wallace. I never got a chance to meet her, um, but she was on the scene and very vocal about her son's passing. So uh, that kind of hit me by surprise today. I mean, 72 in this day and age is still relatively young. Not young, but you should have some more years to go. Anyway, he said whatever you did when asked is that better was perfect. Well, I kind of moved it a little closer to my mouth. So maybe I have it too low. So next time I'm going to move it up a little higher. Um, Never Ed Friction said, when can we hear some of your 1200 bangers? Soon. I said on Tuesday, I'm going to grab, I have a bunch of discs that I don't even know what's on them. Some of them are 25 years old, 30 years old. I'm just going to put them in the SP1200, press play, and see whatever it is, how it turns out. And let you guys tell me what you think. Jimmy Knight says, hey, Kenny, lifelong BDP fan here. Just wanted to say I enjoy your music. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We normally do this on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm up on a Friday night and I'm testing this microphone, and I just wanted to see who was up, what was good. So we're going to hang out for just a little while. I'm not going to stay on for the hour and a half like I normally do. By the way, for those that don't know, this Tuesday should be DJ Kid Capri. Let's see. Henry Cedillo, what's good? Kenny P, salute, family, salute. CM, KP, my first live, much love. Yes, we got a new person on the check-in. Thank you so much for checking out. This is really not the DJ Kenny Parker show. This is a special live. But what I am gonna do though is when I have guests on the show, I will come back and do another live on another day. So I'll be on twice a week on weeks that we have guests. But yeah, thank you for coming on. FE2 says the Kicker Pre joint was good, so was the Soul Train joint. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try, man. All I can do is make them how I make them. Sweet Goldilocks says, he bugging. I love your epic fails. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, this is a good question. Robert Thompson says, was D-Nice always supposed to go solo? As I understand it, the answer to that question is yes. D-Nice has an interesting journey with BDP. From how I understand it, I would love to get D-Nice on here. He's so busy. He's the biggest DJ on earth. So happy for him. But you know, Boogie Down, he started out the three of them on South Bronx, KRS, Scott LaRock, D-Nice. And then it seemed like his role kind of diminished during the Criminal Minded album. I don't know why that is. But then he reemerged after Scott's passing. He reemerged on the By All Means Necessary album as the new DJ of BDP. But when Chris signed to Jive, he signed 3 deals. He signed Boogie Down Productions, which is basically KRS-One. He signed D-Nice to a solo album deal, and he signed Miss Melody to a solo album deal. So D-Nice and Miss Melody was always slated to go solo ever since, let's see, they signed to, By All Means Necessary came out in March like I think March of '88, something like that, April of '88. So they probably signed in like '87. So from like right after Scott passed, it was understood that D Nice was going solo. Yes, that was the plan. Um, as far as I know it, I was around. Like I always say, I was around during that time, but I was not in the group until 1989, right as D Nice was going solo. I replaced D Nice as the DJ of the group. That's a great question. But to answer your question, yes. Um, MK Ultra says Arsenio story was hilarious. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, the comment section said, yeah, he bugging for real. Thank you, y'all. Appreciate it. I mean, I do the epic fails that I think are funny or informative or something went wrong. And I try to remember things that went wrong, or, that's why they call epic fails, when hip hop goes wrong. And I try to come up with stories that I think are funny or entertaining. I mean, you can't make everybody happy, but we're up to epic fails number 20. And I got a few. The sad part is I have some epic fails that I can't really tell who the artist is. And I did a couple of them with mystery. I labeled them mystery brawls. Some of the fights that I saw, but I can't really say who it was. I try to give a little hints, and a lot of people didn't appreciate that. They were like, "Oh, if you're not going to tell who it was, then you might as well not tell the story at all." I got a lot of those comments, but I still might tell some. Shout out to my man Jetta from Jersey City. He's always getting on me about snitching. He's my snitch consultant. So I got to be careful what stories I tell. There's a couple that I was going to tell that I ran past him, and he was like, you cannot tell that story. So I left them. But yeah, there's more epic fails coming. So thank you so much. John Moulton says, RIP, mother of Biggie. Heartbreak takes years off of your life. Yeah, I can imagine she was never the same. And not only did she not get justice for her son, but to see him everywhere she goes. I mean, I was in the mall the other day and there was all kind of notorious B.I.G. paraphernalia in multiple stores. And I know some of the stores didn't really license that. They just made Biggie stuff like you see Tupac stuff, just t-shirts and all kind of things, murals, music playing. Every year that the anniversary, every year on his birthday, they play his music all day on the radio. So not only did she lose her son, but she has to relive the moment with the world year after year. It's been, when did Biggie pass? 97? So we're was it 28 years we're approaching? And every year she has to relive it with the world over and over again. That must be tough. And that's a great point, Johnny Moulton. It does take years off your life, man. Rest in peace to her. Let's see if I can get your name right, because this thing is so small on here. DJ Chuck Nice. Oh, DJ Chuck Nice 1. What's good? First time catching you live, KP. Thanks. We normally do this on a Tuesday. This is just a Friday that I'm on here live. Basically testing my microphone that I bought, and I'm trying to get the right settings for it because I think it'll help the audio. So that's the real reason why I'm on here, so to see if you guys can hear me clear and see who's up on a Friday night, if anybody's not doing anything. Never Edit Fisher said, there can never be too much Kenny Parker show. Thank you so much, man. Ed Olivier said, Knicks got blown out just now. Wow. You know what happens? It's one of them days. Some days in sports, you just come out flat, man. The good news about basketball is there's always another game. And thank goodness it's not the playoffs, and thank goodness it's not the NCAA tournament, March Madness. Because you could come out flat. All it takes is one flat game to end a great season. FU2 says, best first album, Diamond D, Redman, Ice Cube, Naughty by Nature. Wow. I gotta go with America's Most Wanted, man. And I love all of those albums. And Redman is in my top 5 favorite MCs of all time, but so is Ice Cube. And I love Naughty as well. And Diamond D. I mean, I'm gonna go with America's Most Wanted on that one. That's my pick. Station O says, peace, much love and respect, Kenny, brother. BDP fan since 93 when I was 12. Oh, that's dope. You was a young and check it out, 93. So you was listening to Return of the Boom Bap. That's dope. Appreciate that. Stephen Brooks says the tunnel epic fail was really good. Thank you so much. For those that y'all didn't catch the epic fails, go back. They're all, we're up to number 20. That's 20. There's a bunch of times that things just went crazy. And I got so many, I swear to you, there's so many more. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to tell the story. But I got more of them. Especially with me. I've played myself multiple times. But that's what makes it funny. You got to laugh at yourself. Def Rocker says, peace. Have you and KRS spoken to Sister Soldier lately? Well, I have not spoken to Sister Soldier in decades. She was always a nice person, a friend of BDP, and now she's a huge author, book author, but no, I have not spoken to her. I haven't. I don't know if Chris has, but I haven't spoken to her in decades. Marcus Brothers says, I enjoy every epic fail. Thank you so much. Henry Cedillo said, what happened to D-Nice podcast, Hip Hop Stories? It was good. Yeah, it was. And then no more activity on his channel. Well, yeah, I mean, that DJing, the dude is DJing practically every night, corporate events. I mean, the amount of money that D-Nice has probably made since the time he posted his last Hip Hop Story is probably generational. I don't know. But I would imagine that's the case. D-Nice is also a dope photographer. That's one of his passions as well. So I would imagine that he would have done more stuff visual, but I don't know. Last time I spoke to D was probably like 2 summers ago. Dwight says, I want to see KRS-One in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That would really be dope. I don't know how much he would care, but I think it would be dope. Charles 13X says, D-Nice was the one who spiked the Punch Bowl in the Biggie Give Me One More Chance music video. I forgot all about that. That's right. D-Nice was the one who spiked the Biggie video. Ed Olivier said, did you DJ that time KRS and Willie D was at the Uptown Comedy Club? If so, your timing was dope. No, that was not me that DJ'd that. I believe, I cannot remember who, I was there too. But for TV, it's a little different. I can't remember how it was done. I remember I was there, but I don't recall DJing. That's a good question. I got to go back and look at that. I remember what you were talking about too. Robert Thompson says, does KRS own his masters? I'm not sure. There's contracts that say after X amount of years, some contracts that say after X amount of years, this thing is messing up. After X amount of years, the master ownership goes back to the artist. Some contracts have that. I don't know what KRS-One's contract is with Jive. I'm pretty sure he doesn't own the masters to Criminal Minded, although they've been in court fighting over Criminal Minded since at least since the live album was out. So you're talking like 91, 90, they've been in court. I don't know how it turned out, but I don't know. I don't think that KRS-One owns the masters to Criminal Minded. And I'm not sure if his older stuff got he reacquired the ownership. Not sure. That's a good question. GF Worrell. I mean, is it Jeff Worrell? Jeff Worrell? Jeff Worrell? Worrell? Sorry. Yo, KP, just saw you on again. I got the book, started reading yesterday. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. My brother's name is Kenny. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. It's the true origin story of BDP. It's the whole story, the real story, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. A lot of the questions that people ask on this channel is in the book. And I normally say the link is in the description below, but I didn't put the link in the description below this time. This was spur of the moment. Station O says, Kenny, shout out from Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California. Shout out. I haven't been out there in a minute. I hope you and your family's okay. Everything's okay with that fire. It's crazy. It was crazy seeing it on the news. I can't even imagine living there. DJ Platform 204 says, hey Kenny, was wondering if you're ever gonna drop a greatest hits or vinyl of your greatest tracks you produce. Really enjoy your production, man. Thank you so much. That never crossed my mind until you just said it. That would be something like I would have to license. I'd have to license because these songs, a lot of the songs that that you heard me do are part of people's album. Like people own the rights, the masters to those songs, and I don't. I own my own publishing, but I don't own the masters recording. So I'd have to license that, which would entail a nice amount of money. So I'd probably need a backer of some sort. But that might be dope. If people are interested, that would be dope. That would be dope. The comment section says, do Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday sounds about. If I have a guest on Tuesday, I'm gonna come back on a Thursday. That sounds about right. Yeah. Let me scroll down a little bit. I actually have a bunch of comments and I'm missing some. Logent 80. I'm sorry if I'm getting y'all names wrong. This is really small on my screen. Because Kenny, did you ever use the MPC or were you strictly using the SP1200? I was strictly SP1200. And it's funny, I was in the studio back in like 90, back when KRS was doing Return of the Boom Bap. I was in the studio with DJ Premier, who uses the MPC, and we were talking about MPC versus Technic SP1200, and he offered to show me how to use the MPC. Premier was gonna give me like a tutorial on how to use the MPC back in like 93. And somehow it didn't happen, but that would have been dope. As a matter of fact, hold up a second. Now that you brought that up, I had actually was going through some an old box. I was looking for something and I found the actual SP1200 manual. And if you can see on the bottom, it says, it's a little, if we could focus, 1987 EMU Systems. So I guess it dropped in 87 when they first came out. And this is the actual manual to the first one BDP had. I've since had a few SP1200s. I don't have the original one. It just died after a while. It just burnt out. but this is still the book. I'm going to show this again on Tuesday for those people that didn't get a chance to check this out. I still have the SP1200 book in my possession. I wonder if I put that on eBay, see what they say. See if somebody would buy it. That's the book to the SP1200 that probably did. That SP1200, I got it from KRS in 91. So that means that SP1200 probably did all of Edutainment album. Yeah, Chris probably used that SP1200 for the Edutainment album and probably some of Ghetto Music. That's the booklet from that SP1200. And then I had it and I did all of my production on that. So any beats you've ever heard me do well, I got a new SP1200 in like 97. So yeah, anything from like 90 to 97 was from that same SP1200. Jeweler TV says, are you going to perform with KRS-One at the Asbury Park show? No. I might go to that show though, but he has a DJ now, a different DJ now. So no, I will not be there. Let's see. Henry Cedillo says, I love how on a documentary, KRS-One said that anyone can sample his music. He did say that, and I've heard him say that, except be careful with the Criminal Minded album. Because if you guys remember, back in, was it a couple years ago, Kanye West sampled something off of South Bronx for one of his albums. I think it was an album or two ago. And he got sued. The people who still own the masters to Criminal Minded album suing Kanye for $2 million for using the South Bronx without permission. So, if you want to sample KRS, I would say be careful with the Criminal Minded album. This is an interesting question right here. Good point. Stephen Brooks says, if rap group like Gang Starr sold records like MC Hammer, would they be labeled sellout? I don't think so. That was an interesting thing, that, especially back in 90, 91. Hip hop was very anti-establishment, anti-R&B, anti really any other form of music, anti anything commercial. Going platinum, selling 1 million, maybe 2 million copies was like the ceiling on rap, and that was very rare. I think PE sold 2 million. I think like LL, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, NWA, stuff like that, but it's very rare to even go platinum back then. But remember Q-Tip said, proper? What he said, proper? What you say, Hammer? Proper? Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop. That was in 91. What you say, Hammer? Proper? Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop. Something like that on Check the Rhyme. Yeah, that was the opinion of rap. Even KRS-One did a commercial back then with MC Shannon, Mr. Magic, and Marley Marl, and people were calling him a sellout for doing a Sprite commercial back then. So Hammer came out dancing, and his music wasn't street, it was dance music. He was doing dance, he was rapping, he was a rapper doing dance music basically, and he went diamond. He sold 10 million copies in 1 year. He was the hottest artist out. But he was considered a sellout. And I don't think he was a sellout. You know why I say he wasn't? Because it's not like he started out one way and then changed his sound to go pop. If MC Hammer had came out like Gang Starr 1 year, And then the following year, he came out like with the MC Hammer style, switched, put on the big baggy pants and was dancing. Then I would say he was a sellout. But MC Hammer had his style pretty much to me for as long as I can remember. Even the album before the one that sold 10 million, I think it was the one Hammer. They put him in the mix. He was dissing Run DMC, I think, too, on that. The one where he said, they don't like you in New York. Word? Remember that? I think that album sold like 2 million, but that was his style. So I don't consider him a sellout for doing his style. He was true to his style. But to answer your question, in my opinion, I think if Gang Starr had a soul like MC Hammer, they would not have been considered sellouts. It was Hammer's style that the rap industry called a sellout. Def Rocker says the center for the Spurs is out for the season. I can't even say his name right. Vein injury. Sure, I saw that. It seems like very tall athletes have certain problems. They said it's something to do with height and flying on planes. Certain people, a couple other people in the NBA had. They said that's what ruined Chris Bosh's career, I read. Chris Bosh had the same thing that Wemby has, and it ended his career, the blood clot. They said some people could manage it, but this could be a problem moving forward, which would be terrible because the ceiling for this guy is who knows. Jay Wu says, yo, Kenny, did you see that Smith & Wesson released their Infinity album today? No, I did not see that. Shout out to my boy Smith & Wesson. Shout out to the Boot Camp Click. I got to check that out. For those of you that's just tuning in, this is just a special Friday night. I decided to jump on and test my microphone. Let me move this. I just bought this microphone, wireless, and I wanted to see how it sounds. So I came on to get a sound check, basically, and see who was up on a Friday night. We normally do this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and next Tuesday should be, without barring any unforeseen incident, the Kid Capri will be here. Paulo Fame, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. I really appreciate it. Says, what up, KP? I finally caught a live. I really appreciate the channel and loved your book. Thank you so much for purchasing the book as well. I really appreciate it. That book is really special to me. It's one of my proudest achievements, telling that story to the world. I hope everybody get a chance to check it out. And you say you finally caught a live on a Friday. Yeah, normally we do it on a Tuesday, but welcome aboard. You're one of the regulars now, and I really appreciate it. For those that don't got the book, my brother's name is Kenny. Please pick up the book. You can get it on Amazon. Somebody just texted me. Thank you. And Jason Wall, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for checking me out on a Friday night. We just on here. I'm going to hang out for a little while longer, and then I'm going to jump off. I just wanted to see who was around. Station O says, thankfully we're okay, yet sadly many of my friends and family aren't so lucky. Yeah, that is so terrible, man. Our Business Too says, you heard that new J. Cole yet? No, I haven't heard new J. Cole yet either. Shout out to J. Cole. I heard he's a hell of a basketball player too. Henry Sedilla says, hit them thumbs up. Yes, please, if you get a chance, even on a Friday night, please hit the thumbs up, the like button, so we can get like-minded people to have our show come into their algorithm. We like having like-minded people around here. Engage VR YouTube channel says, nice SP1200 manual. Yes, for those that didn't get a chance to check it out. The original SP1200 manual. I wonder how many of these are still left around. This is not bad shape either. Chris used to write in all. I wonder if he wrote in this. No. When I first just expressed that I wanted to make music, make tracks, I was very, very, very blessed that my brother gave me a $2,000 machine, an SB1200, and $2,000 in 19. He gave it to me in the end of 90. A $2,000 machine in 1990 is probably like a $5,000 machine today. And he gave it to me. He gave me the SB1200 and he gave me that booklet. He said, here's the book. Psh, read it. Come back with some beats. That's how he gave it. Here's the SB1200. Bam, here's the book. Go. Basically is what happened. And I jumped on. And there I still have the book. I wish I still had the SB1200, but Joey Joe, what's good? Says, wow, what up, Kenny Parker in the chat? Yeah, we just on here on a Friday night. I'm gonna jump off in a little while. We just hanging out, man. Station O says, whoa, that's history right there. The SB1200 instruction book, and I was 6 in 87. Sheesh. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. R100 says, Step Into the Arena is my favorite Gang Starr album. Is that the one with Just to Get a Rep? Is that the one with Just to Get a Rep? Seth Soundtrack says Daily Operation for me. I love Gang Starr, by the way. I'm a huge Gang Starr fan. Shout out, rest in peace to Guru, the whole Gang Starr Foundation, Big Shug, my main man, J. Rooter Damager. Shout out to Little Dap, Malachi, and of course, DJ Premier. That's the squad. Shout out Black. Everybody, man. Def Rocker says, searching MF Doom, dissed Hammer on Gasface. Yeah, and I heard Hammer was a serious person. I'm gonna use that term, serious person, for YouTube out in Cali, and a lot of rappers that went out to Cali had problems because they dissed Hammer. I heard it was real serious for Third Base after that, like real serious. KB Play says, let's get it started. That was the name of the song. What was with Hammer? They put me in the mix. That's Let's Get It Started. Oaktown 357. We did a show in Cali once, and a couple of the girls from Oaktown 357 came to our show. I remember that. Engage VR YouTube channel says, Laugh Out Hammer, you're not hitting in New York. Word, word. We are moving, Turn That Mother Out. That was the song. I actually used to like Turn This Mother Out. Maybe, I don't know if it was because of Apache was in it. The beat, Apache, not the rapper Apache. Rest in peace to my man Apache. That was my dude. But no, the beat Apache was there. I don't know, but I used to like Turn This Mother Out. For a second, they used to come on the jukebox. Remember Video Jukebox? They used to come on all the time. DJ Q Store 101, KP, what's good? What's good? Let me scroll down. I'm gonna do my Benny Doyle scroll down, but there's no Benny Doyle today, so. Bill Shapiro says, this is a nice surprise. Yeah, man, I'm just on here on a Friday, mic checking, testing out my microphone, and making sure it sounds clear for you guys, and to see who's up. We're gonna hang out a little while longer if you guys want to. I'm just looking to see if anybody got any good. Seth Soundtrack says, any stories about Love's Gonna Get You? Yeah, I tell a bunch of stories about that. I've told a bunch of stories about that song on this channel before. Um, Shout out to Pal Joey, the producer of that song. And like I've said before, Pal Joey also produced Duck Down. He produced he produced like 4 songs, I think, on sex and violence. 13 and Good, Duck Down, Questions and Answers. And he also produced the dance music classic Hot Music under the name Soho. Y'all know doom 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 hot hot doom doom. That's Pal Joey as well. He went by the name Soho on that. I remember when that record first came out, and we were working on edutainment, and he was literally giving those records away um, to people trying to get heard. I had like 7 copies of that record, and then it just took off. Um, yeah, Love's Gonna Get You. I should do a whole. I should do like a whole um, live one day about Love's Gonna Get You. Just talk about the video, the people that was in the video, and break. If you guys want to, I can give you a bunch of my memories. That was one of KRS-One's biggest songs. That was probably, to me, his second biggest radio record of his career. Number 1 radio song being Step Into a World. That was his biggest single of his career nationwide. And I think Love's Gonna Get You is probably the second biggest radio song that KRS had, BDP KRS. But yeah, maybe I'll do a whole thing on Love's Gonna Get You one day. Let's see. This is funny. Dartmouth says, what's one of KRS's favorite movies? I'll tell you 2. I'll tell you when we was a kids, and I'll tell you as an adult. Hold on. That's a great question. When we were kids, we used to love anything like monsters or like anything with like Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, anything like that. You know, movies, the old black and white. Y'all remember those monster movies where the mouths were not connecting? They overdubbed English over the, I don't know what language you call it. I'm gonna say Asian, but that's not a language. But they overdubbed over the Japanese language. We used to love those movies, and we used to love any kind of like fantasy. Like KRS-One's, one of his favorite movies is Jason and the Argonauts. We used to love Jason and the Argonauts and Clash of the Titans. If you ever see KRS-One and ask him, did you like Clash of the Titans or Jason and the Argonauts? Because we used to go around the house saying, release the Kraken for Clash of the Titans. As kids, we used to love that. Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, and any monster movies. Now, as an adult, Chris, I know he loves the Matrix series. I think the Matrix, I've heard him say that the Matrix series is his favorite movie. I guess it's a trilogy. The Matrix trilogy is his favorite. I've heard him say that. So as an adult, I believe the Matrix trilogy is his favorite. As kids, I'm going with Jason and the Argonauts or Clash of the Titans, one of them kind of movies. That's a great question. Oh, that's funny. That brings back memories, man. Keyboard Money Mike, yo! What's good? Thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. One day we got to get you on. Keyboard Money Mike is down with us. How are you, my brother? Keyboard Money Mike is a keyboardist and producer, best known for his work with Ultramagnetic MCs. I believe he co-produced. I'm not sure about that story. I've read something on that story, but I'd love for you to come on here and tell me about it. My favorite, one of my top 5 favorite rap songs of all time is Ego Trippin' by the Ultramagnetic MCs. And I don't know, I know you contributed to that song. I don't know how much. And Said G was on this channel a couple of times. We had him as a guest. And I should have asked him more about that song where we talked about so much stuff. But Keyboard Money Mike worked with Ultra, and he also worked with BDP, worked with KRS maybe before BDP or before Criminal Minded was released. We need to get you in here so we can get that whole story. But Keyboard Money Mike has history with BDP. And of course, y'all know him from the Still Number One. Shout out Keyboard Money Mike is down with us. Are you from Webster Projects? I do believe. This is a pleasant surprise on a Friday night. My man, haven't spoken to him in a good minute. Let me scroll down a little bit. Wow, I wasn't ready for Keyboard Money Mike today. That's a blast from the past. You need to come on the show, bro. Get your side of the stories. I've seen you speak about it, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. Slow P says, would you do a podcast with your brother? I sure would. That would be hilarious. Me and him get together. It's really funny. But he would, if he had the time. This is a good, where is Finesse and Sequence from? Rates first. That's a good question. I thought they were from Queens. I know they was rocking with Marley Marl. Remember? Chill with the Bass Game. I think that was their first single. Was that on Marley Marl In Control, the Bass Game? Chill with the Bass Game. Then they did Hey Sister, Soul Sister. Then they got down with Herbie and did Soul Sister. So that's Queens producers right there. I was cool with Finesse too. I used to see Finesse all the time. She was mad cool. Shout out to Finesse. I don't think I ever met Sequence. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I used to see Finesse all the time. So shout out to her. I think they're from Queens. I'm not sure. Raku Steele, am I saying your name right? Says Apache, LOL, I forgot about him. I need a gangster bitch. Yes, shout out to Apache. That's my man. I used to see him all the time out about in the streets. Abel Valdez, what up? A regular in the building says, just saw Kenny live on a Friday. Peace. Yeah, I'm here on a Friday. For those that's just checking in, I'm here testing the Shure Wireless Pro microphone, trying to make sure it sounds right because I'm trying to switch. Well, not trying to. I'm about to switch my mic to this wireless. Trying to get a better sound for you guys, and so I was testing it to make sure it sounds good, and people are saying it sounds good, so we're good to go. And just to see who's up on a Friday night. Normally we do this on a Tuesday, so I'm gonna give a shout out to the Rewind crew who might catch this on a Friday just to have something to do. You know I love my Rewind crew as well. Normally we do this on Tuesday, and next Tuesday should be the Kid Capri. Def Rocker says it was whack how Guru and Primo broke up. Yeah, it's one of the wackest stories in hip hop history. And I never really got an official. I was trying to get Preem on this channel. Maybe one day we can get Preem on here. That'd be something. I don't know if I would really ask him that, but if he brought it up, I would love to hear like the officially like what happened there. That's just one of the, as a hip hop fan, that's one of the ones that hurt me the most. Of all the people that broke up, that one hurt. Vincent Ross says, DJ Kenny Parker, you never acknowledge me or give me a shout out, but BDP is still one of the most influential groups of my life. Salute. Salute to you, Vincent Ross, and I'm sorry if I never gave you a shout out. I'll be on the channel, I'll just be scrolling through, trying to, and it'd be like 100 comments that I missed. Um, so I apologize to that. If you, especially if you're a regular, nothing but love. And right now, I will salute you, salute, and everybody out there. Please give a salute to Vincent Ross. I appreciate you, bro. Okay. Um, we're at 50 minutes, y'all. I was just jumping on here for a quick second. I'm gonna jump off. Um, in a little while. I just want to say a couple more things. I'm gonna jump off, but the Green Talents one. Yo, DJ Kenny P, what is good, King? What's good? One question. I just seen 13 and Good. Man, you were young, along with Chris and the other guy. That video, the other guy is Willie D. Shout out, rest in peace to Willie D. Not Willie D of the Ghetto Boys, Willie D of BDP. Shout out to Willie D of the Ghetto Boys, whom I've never met, but shout out to him. His channel is doing fantastic. Um, he says, that video and song caught a lot of controversy. Do you have any ideas why? Actually, and I've said this before, I did a whole breakdown on the Sex and Violence album on this channel. I did it about a year and a half ago. If you go back on this channel, I have a whole breakdown of the Sex and Violence album, how most of all of the songs came about that I was in the studio for. And 13 and Good at the time was not controversial. I don't remember any controversy associated with that song at all. The controversy with that song is in the past 4 or 5 years. Obviously, the subject matter did not age well at all. And it was supposed to be a twisted tale and like a cautionary tale. And at the end of the song, Chris goes, "The moral of the story is there is no morals." And that was supposed to be the theme and one of the themes of the Sex and Violence album. But I don't think that song aged well. And the controversy, I'm telling you, most of the controversy is happening now, 30 years later. At the time, I didn't hear any controversy about that song. That song played on MTV Raps, everything. That song was out there. I love this question. Race first. Who produced Feel the Vibe, Feel the Beat? That would be me. I still have that SP1200 disc right there, and I think it still plays. Yes, that was me. Feel the Vibe, Feel the Beat. And that song was supposed to be, we recorded that song right after the Sex and Violence album was already out. And we were trying to find out where we were gonna place it. And it was supposed to be on the Trespass soundtrack. Jive was gonna put it on the movie Trespass soundtrack. But somehow it didn't happen. And then it ended up being on the B-side of the remix of Be In There. That's probably my favorite song I ever produced by KRS-One. Great question, thank you. Redman on MTV Cribs, funny as, yes. Redman on MTV Cribs is the best MTV Cribs episode of all time. No one will ever take that out, ever. The comment section says, can you interview some house music artists? That'd be great, but I don't know any. Only house music artists that I know, I did some work with Little Lewis back in like 93. He had a hip hop group out of Chicago and I was doing some work with him. It never came out, but he had a label and I was doing some work with him. We had a mutual lawyers and I was doing some work with Little Lewis. I have not spoken to Little Lewis probably since like 94. But he would be dope to have on the show. Who else do I know? Freedom Williams from CNC Music Factory. Is that even considered house? That's more like dance. That's the homie. Shout out to Freedom Williams. That is the only house people We did a show with the group Adiva. Is that the name of the group? Adiva. We did a show with them in London. They were cool. That's about it. And Pal Joey, who did hot music, none of these people I've spoken to in at least 30 years. Easy, more than that. But if you know, I'm trying to get as many people on this channel as I can. We're still in the infancy stages of this channel. As you can see, I'm still trying to get the audio together with the microphone. But yeah, if I can get a hold of some people, I would love to do that. How about Kenny Dope and them dudes? I think I met Kenny Dope once. He would be a great person to interview because he's hip hop and house. Kenny Dope would be ridiculous. Yeah. Def Rock, remember New York Hot Tracks? Of course I remember New York Hot Tracks. Used to come on a Friday night, I do believe. That's the first time I saw a Run DMC Rock Box video. Right On for Darkness says, your Seji interview is one of my favorites. That Tim Dog story is crazy, yes. Seji had some wild stories on this channel. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out Seji, please go back and look at that live. He had some wild stuff to say. Shout out to my man Craig G. Seji, a great producer, by the way. CMC's Technique in Class, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. Because Sub KP, back in '94, RZA and Eric Sermon got together and did a 16-track album with some Wu and Hit Squad members at RZA's place. Why not release it? I have no idea why they wouldn't. I'd imagine it must have been contractual back then. Back in '94, the Wu was, that must have been the time of the first Wu album. So you gotta imagine '94, Wu-Tang was, Enter the 36 Chambers was in its peak in '94. And Eric Sermon was Redman's second album dropped then. Oh, I guess that's why Red and Meth was working. Maybe it had something to do with Red and Meth was working, and Eric Sermon was producing Redman. He produced How High for Red and Meth. Maybe that was the connection. I wonder why they didn't put it. I didn't even know this existed, but the question is, why not release it now? Once again, we don't know who owns the masters. And if you release something without somebody's permission, believe me, record companies will be at your front door even 30 years later. But that would be dope to hear, man. That would really be dope. I would love to hear something like that. I didn't even know that existed. Thanks for that comment. We got 2 more minutes to an hour. I'm gonna jump off at an hour. Papa Sincere says, Clash of the Titan was ill with the throwback special effects. Yeah. It brings back my childhood, man. Station O says, fuck yes. I love the OG Clash of the Titans, all the Greek mythology, Jason movies, and mythology, period. Yes. Actually, me and my brother and my next door neighbor saw Sinbad, the seventh voyage, either Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger or the seventh voyage of Sinbad. I can't remember which one. We saw that in the movies when we were little kids in Brooklyn on Flatbush Avenue. I remember that clearly because some dude tried to rob us when we came out the movie theater. I remember that clearly. You just brought up a whole memory. Some dude tried to rob us when we came out the movie theater from watching Sinbad. I think it was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. I do believe that was the movie. We saw that in the movies. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the end. This is in Station O says, Kenny, brother, speaking of Matrix, what are yours and KRS thoughts on the idea of reality being a simulation? I don't know what Chris's thoughts are. My thoughts are this has been a pretty new discussion, new meaning probably in the past 10, 15 years. I've been hearing this. And a lot of scientists are taking this very serious, that we might be living in some kind of simulation. A lot of scientists are taking this very serious. And I'm taking it serious as well. Of course, I don't know, but I'm not ruling out that possibility that our reality could all be created by someone else as a simulation. That is very possible. I believe in that let me not say I believe in that 100%. I am open to that 100%. I don't know. Let me scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna get to the last comment and I'm gonna be out. Oh, the comment section said Kenmore Movie Theater on Church Avenue. I remember the Kenmore on Church and Flatbush. It wasn't that one. Back in the 70s, there used to be like 3 movie theaters on Flatbush. The Kenmore, and then on Flatbush, down by like Beverly Road or like Albemarle, there was like 2 more movie theaters, and that's where we saw Sinbad. I saw King Kong. Remember King Kong? The one from the 70s? I saw King Kong at the Kenmore Theater on Church Avenue. Big up Church Avenue. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Rap Salute says, Kenny Dope and Todd Terry produced one of the illest hip hop albums of all time, Courts in Session by Chaos. Dope. And I do know Todd Terry. I've met Todd Terry before and had a chance to sit down and talk with him. I forgot another super dope house producer. Shout out to Todd Terry. These people would be dope to have on the channel. Maybe in the future, man. I'm trying to turn up for 2025. Summer says Kenny Dope has some dope 45 reissues on his KD label. I saw that. He be playing them on Instagram. All right. I'm out of here. I'm gonna get out of here now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for helping me do this mic check. It sounds good. So we're gonna roll with it. We will be back on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it should be the Kid Capri, and that's gonna be very interesting. Other than that, shout out to the Rewind crew. And I'll catch you guys in a couple days, God willing. All right, man. Y'all have a good Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. All right, I am out.